Hey guys, today's video is my second compilation video of my Valentine's Day Dollar Tree DIYs. You guys said that you wanted to have the holiday DIYs that I did in the past all in one spot because you are new to my channel, so this video is for you guys. If you haven't seen the last one, check it out. It is part one of my Valentine's Day Dollar Tree DIYs that I made in the past, so check that out. But today I'm going to be bringing you guys the best Valentine's Day Dollar Tree DIYs that I've created on my channel that you guys have loved so much. So stay tuned because there's so many DIYs in this video and I hope you guys enjoy them. Hey guys, so fake food has become so popular to decorate with. People have been using the fake treats to decorate their kitchen, their tier trays, and especially their coffee bar during the Christmas time. And now people are wanting to decorate it with it during Valentine's Day. So I decided that I was going to create some Valentine's treats of my own to decorate my coffee bar and my kitchen with. And I created them using stuff that we have in our kitchen and Dollar Tree products. So if you would like to see the Valentine's treats that I created that look real but are fake, then stay tuned to this video. So the first thing I'm going to share with you guys how to make these fake Valentine cookies. And we're going to start off with a salt dough recipe. So for the salt dough recipe, you're going to need a cup of flour, a half a cup of salt, and then before adding the water, you want to take a whisk and whisk the salt and the flour together. Then you're going to add a half a cup of warm water, and you want to make sure the water is warm and not hot, because if it's too hot it will make the dough sticky. And I made a mistake. Don't do like me. I tried to whisk this together as I'm pouring the water. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course this is like a dough recipe. This is like a cookie dough, well, kind of trying to be a cookie dough recipe. So of course you can't mix it with a whisk. I don't know why I was thinking I could mix it with a whisk, like if it was like a liquidy type of pancake mix. But don't do like me, because as you can see I'm trying to scrape all of the dough out of this whisk and trying to get every little bit of the flour and the salt back. And so I take the whisk and I just dip it in the water because I'm trying to get all the pieces out of it. But don't do like me. Definitely mix this with like a wooden spoon. I don't have one on hand, so I'm just using this metal spoon, like this metal pie kind of cutter I have, to mix everything together. And yeah, just mix it all together until you create like a ball. Once you've mixed it enough with like your spoon or whatever you use to mix it, then you have to get your hands dirty and get in there and kind of mix it all together with your hands, because you guys know that whenever we're cooking or whenever we're making stuff, then you know our hands are like the best tools to have. And especially when you're creating a dough, you definitely have to just get in there and start mixing the dough together, and then just keep pushing all the pieces together so it creates that ball. Now, because it's a salt dough recipe, you want to be careful if you have any open cuts or any type of open wounds in your hands. Be very careful because it has a lot of salt in it, so you never know if you get some salt in a cut, it's gonna burn. I didn't have no issues with it, but I just wanted to forewarn you, so if you want to wear gloves or anything like that. I had got this recipe from a blog post. The blog post is Life as a Mom. She kind of created kind of like these tea light holders with this dough. I will link in the description box the actual blog post, but she talked about it as well in her blog post, that you know, be careful with this recipe because it is a salt dough recipe, and if you have open wounds, you know, you can kind of burn yourself. So just be careful with it and just keep mixing it until you get it to the dough consistency that you want. So once your dough is all ready, you're going to cut it into fours and work with, you know, a fourth of it at a time, because you don't want to work with the big piece of dough at a time, because if you over knead it, then it'll become tough and it won't, you know, look well. So you want to work with little pieces at a time. You also want to use a roller to roll out just like you would do any other real cookie, and I would say the thicker the better because it looks more real, so don't make them too thin. And then you just get your cookie cutters. In this case, of course, it's going to be Hertz, but you can do anything that has to do with Valentine's Day or any type of holiday that you're doing this for. And I mean, you could take this, basically what I'm showing you today, you could take it and do it with any holiday. So don't feel like you just have to do it for Valentine's Day. This will be perfect for Christmas, Halloween, any other time. So I love how this came out. I'm going to do it for multiple holidays coming this year. But what I do suggest is put your dough actually on the pan and then cut out your cookies on the pan, and then just scrape the extra dough from around it, because you really don't want to move this dough after you got the shape. And she didn't suggest on the blog post to spray the pan, and I didn't spray it either, and the salt dough just peeled right off the aluminum foil. So you just keep doing this back and forth until you get all your shapes. Then you're going to put them in the oven at 250 for about 1 to 3 hours. It all depends on your oven. She said 3 hours, but mine were done after like 2 hours. And this is how they look. They look like actual real cookies. And like I said, the thicker the better, because you know real cookies actually rise. So that's why I say make it thicker. So now we are going to create some homemade puff paint, and that is what I'm going to use to decorate the tops of the cookie, because so I can make it look like lifelike, like you know, actual icing. So the first thing that you need for the homemade puff paint is you need 3/4 cup of shaving cream. Then you're going to add 1/4 cup of glue. Now I'm using clear glue because I didn't have regular glue on hand. My kids kind of used all of it to make slime. So all I had on hand was clear glue. But the recipe that I'm following actually just called for regular glue. But I actually found that this one worked well. So you can use either or. It doesn't matter. I guess it's just you just need some type of glue. So I'm using 1/4 cup of glue. And I will leave the recipe to this homemade puff paint down below as well. It's a blog post that I got, another blog post that I got a recipe for. And I will leave it down below just in case you guys can always have the homemade puff paint on hand from this blog post. And you want to mix these two things together before you add the flour in, because you want to get this mixed in well. And then when you do add the flour in, which is the next ingredient, you're going to slowly add it in just so that you can get the consistency that you want. Sometimes you don't need as much flour, and so you want to add the flour in a little bit at a time. So the recipe calls for just 1/4 cup of flour. Now the first batch that I made that it's going to be colored pink, I did use the whole 1/4 cup, but then my second batch when I made white puff paint, I didn't have to use all, you know, the whole 1/4 cup of the flour. So like I said, it's just, you know, you add a little as you go, and sometimes you'll use the whole 1/4 cup and sometimes you won't. To color the puff paint, you can use food coloring, but I'm going to go with this apple barrel pink paint that I've been using for a lot of my DIYs, and I wanted this cookie DIY to match all the other colors that I'm going with. So I just used paint instead of food coloring, and it worked just as well. So you can use either or, food coloring, or if there's a certain paint that you like, you can also use that to make the color of this puff paint. And also when I make the white one, I did add a little bit of white paint because I felt like the recipe by itself is not white enough. And so if you want it to go just white, you want to make sure that you add white paint to this mixture as well, so that you can get that bright white. And then I put my puff paint in one of these little squeezy kind of condiment containers because I like the look of how the puff paint comes out. It actually looks like if you frosted it a certain way, like whenever you're decorating, you can use a knife and just kind of like slather it on. But when they decorate cookies, like the real like cookie decorators, they use like these little piping bags or like little containers like this, so they can make it, you know, look accurate and actually paint it the way they want. So I just like the look of how it comes out of the bottle. But you don't need to use a bottle. You can use a Ziploc bag. Like I said, you can use a knife, but I like this look, and you'll see how it comes out. It looks, I mean, it looks like those store-bought cookies, I think, when you get them at the store, like those professional store-bought sugar cookies. And you can see this puff paint recipe looks so real. It looks just like the frosting that you would see on those sugar cookies, and I just love the texture of it and how it looks. Now I wanted to add some little decorative designs to them, like some sprinkles, and when I saw these little glass beads in the Crafter Square section, they looked like sprinkles to me, especially the little long ones that I'm going to put on this cookie. And I used the actual dark pink to go on this one so that I can have like the different shades of pink on it. But you can use any one you want. I will be using the light one in a few minutes to show you guys on the how I do it with the white cookie. But I just added, you know, a couple sprinkles, and they came out so cute. Like I said before, I also made some white puff paint, and I use this not only to decorate like another cookie to be like the white frosting, but also to write something on the pink cookie to kind of make them look like the conversational hearts. Now guys, if you guys are not new to my channel, you guys have been with me, you guys know I always talk about that I have the most shakiest hands. So my little XO and love words on here is not going to be beautiful because you guys know I tell you my hands shake so much whenever I'm trying to do a project or whenever I'm trying to be precise about something. So I did my best, and I think my XO came out pretty cute, but yeah, I just have really shaky hands. Also with the white frosting, I used it to decorate another cookie, and then this time I'm going to put the light pink little kind of like circle beads on them to look like sprinkles. And that is how I created my fake but real looking Valentine's Day cookies. I really love the way how these came out. They look so real to me, guys. These look just like the ones I see in the store that the bakers make. They look so professional. I just love using them, and I can't wait to like take this type of cookie and redo it for different holidays and different types of things throughout the year. Now, whenever you have cookies, you gotta have milk, and it's going with the Valentine's theme. I'm gonna share with you guys how I made some fake strawberry milk. So what I'm going to be using is an old mocha bottle that I got when I bought some mocha frappuccinos. I just took the labels off of them and cleaned it really well. And I'm going to go in with some Mod Podge and some pink paint to make that strawberry milk color. If you guys ever had strawberry milk, Nestle Quick has two different kinds of milk. They have chocolate milk and strawberry milk, and I remember growing up drinking strawberry milk all the time, and I loved it. So I thought that the strawberry milk would go great with the Valentine's Day theme. So that's why I wanted to make a strawberry milk bottle look, but you can just do a white milk if you like just the white milk look. I mean, the white will go great with all the pink, so if you just want to go with the white milk, that will be perfect too. But I'm just taking the Mod Podge and the pink and just mixing it right into the bottle itself. And then I noticed that the pink was a little bit too dark for strawberry milk, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit of white paint and mixing that well so that I'm getting like that light pink kind of strawberry milk look. Then once I got the color that I wanted, I started rolling the paint around the bottle. Now I did have to do kind of like two types of sets of paint because this paint does dry. You need a lot of paint to get all around the bottle, so I had to mix a little bit more paint, but you just keep rolling it around until you have the level that you want of milk, and that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to share with you guys how to make some cute Valentine's drinks for your coffee bar. Now to make these, you need some type of mugs. I am going to use these clear mugs that they have at Dollar Tree because I think they are so beautiful and so gorgeous, and I wanted to change their colors. So one of them I'm going to do this light pink, and the other one I'm going to do like this little darker kind of hot pink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the inside of these glasses, not the outside, because it gives it more of the look of a drink is inside it. And this one can be, you know, the hot pink one can be kind of like, if you want to be a milkshake, it could be a milkshake, it could be a Valentine's drink, whatever you want it to be. It could look like a milkshake or a hot drink. Once the paint was dry, I took the mugs and I traced the tops of them on top of just an extra piece of foam board that I had on hand. And this circle that I'm tracing out is going to be used as the base to make the whipping cream, because you want, well, at least I like to use the ones that they could be removable. So I like having, you know, a little piece of foam board circle that I could create the little whipping cream on it, so that I can just sit it on top of the cups and not worrying about filling the inside of the cup, because I would take a lot of the caulking or whatever you're using to make the fake whipped cream if you do it that way. Another thing that I like to do, so I'm not wasting the caulk for the fake whipped cream, is I take one of these foam balls and I cut them in half, and I'm going to use both pieces, but I'm going to use one for each of the little circle that I made out of the foam of the top of the mugs, and I basically glue the half circles onto it, so that way when I am making the fake whipped cream from the caulk, I'm not using so much of it to create like the shape of the fake whipped cream. I could just basically make, you know, use the caulk and go around the tops of the circle. And the one that I like to use is the one that comes in the squeezy bottle at Dollar Tree, and I just put one of those cake decorating tips on it. You know, they come at Dollar Tree as well. It's like 5 in a pack, so you can pick whichever one you want. I use the one that has the wider side, and it actually just slides onto that little caulk. The little caulk one that I'm using right now, it slides onto it and it actually stays on it securely and doesn't come off. I like using this caulk better because the other one is just too messy for me and I feel like it's too thick, and this one comes out perfectly to look like, you know, fake whipped cream for me. And so I just keep going around the circle, and as you can see, the circle takes up most of the space, so all I'm doing is creating the fake whipped cream around the circle, so I don't have to use so much of the caulk and waste money trying to create this fake, you know, whipped cream with so much of it. You know, the half circle takes up most of the the volume, I guess you could say, as I'm making it. And guys, I'm not the greatest at doing this. When I was doing it, like sometimes the caulk gets stuck, sometimes it doesn't all come out right and it doesn't flow as nicely, but I noticed that after you're done and you add your sprinkles and you add your decorations to it, it actually looks really nice. And whenever you're doing real whipped cream, it doesn't look all that great either. So don't be too hard on yourself if you're doing this and you get frustrated, because I surely did. Just keep doing it until you fill the whole, the top part of the circle, decorate it with some fake sprinkles and some stuff, and it will look so cute. I also made some cute little cupcakes for my coffee bar, and I did it with the same technique that I did to make the drinks. The only difference is, instead of using mugs, I used these paper cups that I found in the Valentine's section at Dollar Tree, and I used a smaller foam circle, and all I did was I put it inside the little paper cups and just did the caulking process and the little decorating of the beads, just like the drinks, and that's how I got my cupcakes. Hey guys, today's video is another Dollar Tree DIY video, and it's a Valentine's theme Dollar Tree DIY video. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I took some of the different wooden hearts that they have right now at Dollar Tree and decorated them to go with my style and my decor in my home. So if you would like to see how I made them over, then stay tuned to this video. Dollar Tree right now has these wooden hearts that are like tabletop decor, and they lean to one side depending on which one you get. So I have the red one. I was only able to find the red ones in my store, and I got 4 of them, but they also have a white one, and that one leans more to the left and the red ones lean more to the right. But I wanted to make 2 of the 4 that I had lean to the right, and the other 2 lean to the left. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be painting the hearts on different sides. So this first part, what I did was I peeled off the design, which is just actually paper. You don't have to sand down anything like the glitter off. It's just a piece of paper that you can rip off. So you can rip off the actual design that it came with and paint on that side. And then on the other side, it comes with the little like the little scanning sticker, and that peels off easy as well. So you can just peel out the pieces and then paint either side, so that you can have your hearts leaning one to the right and then one to the left. So I like the fact that I was able to paint both sides, because sometimes with these decor pieces they have things that prevent you from painting both sides, but this one was easy to rip off the paper and the sticker on the back. So the 2 colors that I'm using are this light pink and this dark pink that you guys see me use in my last Valentine's DIY video. If you guys have not seen that video, I will put the link down below. You guys loved it so much, and it was that I showed you how to make fake Valentine's treats for your coffee bar or for the kitchen, and they look so real, and I was so super excited with that one, and you guys loved it. So I'll leave it down below if you haven't seen it. But I'm using the same colors in this DIY and these DIYs that I used for the last DIY. It's going to be that dark pink and that light pink. I wanted these hearts to look like the conversational candy hearts, so I'm going in with some white letter stickers, because I don't write anything on my own because my handwriting is super horrible. So I just went in with some white letter stickers that I had on hand, and I wrote XOXO on one and love on the other, and I just think they came out super cute, and I can't wait to share with you guys how I use these in my home. All the DIYs I'm sharing with you guys in my upcoming videos, I'm going to do decorate with me, so you guys will see how I take all these DIYs and decorate my home with them. So stay tuned. There is more DIYs coming up after this video and a decorate with me. Dollar Tree also has these wooden hearts this year, which I love because they're so thick, and I've never seen them before, and for $1 it's a great price. So I painted them the exact same way I did the other ones, but this time I kind of did a variety of different designs on this one. For this first one, I used white stickers, and I put XOXO, which of course I think the white and the light pink go great together. I also think that gold goes great with light pink, so I did some gold stickers on this one and also put XOXO on this one. But then when it came to like the hot pink, I thought I was going to try something different and add some black lettering instead of like the white lettering like I did with the big ones. So Dollar Tree has these rub-on transfer, like they have the letters, but they also have these different words, which you guys have seen me do it and use these on my nautical themes. So I took the one that said friends and I put it on one of the hearts, and then I took the other one that said family and put it on the other heart as well. And I just love the way that these came out, and these you can decorate with them on your tier trays or on your shelves, but these can also make great coasters if you seal them with some Mod Podge or some clear protectant spray. This will make great coasters. I've seen a bunch of different people try to use them as coasters, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to seal them first and use them as coasters, and then use some to decorate like my tier trays with. But you can do a variety of things with these wooden hearts. That's why I love them so much, and that's why I think they're a great price for $1. So this little hanging heart decor that they have at Dollar Tree, you can also use it to decorate different hearts that have like that wood look effect, even though it's basically cardboard. And you can use the back side of this and it will make it have that look of wood. So I took a couple of them, colored them the same colors I did the other ones. I did one with the white stickers that said "Be Mine," and then for the hot pink I went in with the rub-on transfer letters, and I did one that said XOXO and the other one that said love. And for these, if you want them to stand, one little hack that you could do is you could take these little wooden like tumbling tower blocks, like the little Dollar Tree's version of Jenga pieces that people use all the time to make DIYs. You can take one of the little pieces and take some hot glue and glue it to the back of these hearts, and that way you're making them like a little stand for them, so that they'll kind of stand like the other ones that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and make like a own little stand for them. And it's just really simple, really easy. You can have it and have it stand up any way you like. Dollar Tree now has these laser cut words in the Crafter Square section, and I found one that said "Be Mine," so I thought it would be perfect for the Valentine's Day decor DIYs. And so I painted them white, and then I added them to two of the hearts that I painted, one, you know, that dark pink and one that light pink, and I just added them with my hot glue gun. And I will say that these little laser cut words were hard to paint, guys. I mean, I tried to paint them just with the paintbrush, and it was so hard to get in between them. So then I tried to spray paint it to see if that would make it easier, but still the paint was not getting in between those letters. So it was really hard to paint these. So I just wanted to forewarn you, if you get any of these laser cut words, they are kind of hard to paint, but they do come out cute in the end whenever you use them in any of your decor DIYs. For this wooden heart, I decided that I wanted to take it apart before I painted it. You really don't have to, but for me, I just felt like it was easier to paint if I took it apart, painted it, and then put it back together again. So the color that I'm using, well, one of the colors that I'm using for it is that light pink, and I'm going to do it for two of the pieces of this wooden heart. For the next color, I just wanted to make it a lighter shade of the original pink that I used. So I'm going to mix it with some white paint, and then just keep mixing it until I get the light, you know, the light pink shade that I want. But I did want to share with you guys how it looks just with the raw wood and the pink itself. I actually think this looks cute as is, so you can actually put it back together and hang it like this. If you guys like that natural wood look, this pink with the natural wood actually looks really cute together. But I already had the idea in mind that I was going to do the light pink with the little lighter pink, so I just decided to keep going with, you know, my idea. But like I said, this natural wood with the pink looks cute together as well. I also took a wooden heart decor piece that I actually DIY'd last year and made it over to kind of look like the heart that I just showed you. So I've already painted the, you know, the pink part of it. So now I'm going to go in with the same pink that's kind of like tinted with a little bit of white. I actually thought I was recording this part, but I guess my camera wasn't on, so that's why you didn't see that part. So like I said, I'm going in with the lighter pink with the mixing of the white, and then I was actually thinking about keeping that little ribbon part beige, kind of like that khaki color, but the more and more I looked at it, I thought about keeping it white. But I just did want to, before I painted it white, I wanted to show you guys how it looked like with the little khaki and beige color, just in case you guys can see how the colors look together if you want to do it this way. Then I took one of those galvanized words that come 3 2-pack every holiday, and I took the one that said Valentine and I painted it the same color pink and added it to the ribbon, and that was it for this DIY. I basically took a piece I already had from last year and remade it to the color scheme that I'm going with this year. This heart sign at Dollar Tree is cute as is, and normally I wouldn't make it over, but I'm not into decorating for red for Valentine's Day, as I told you guys before. So if they had this in like in a pink version, I probably would have kept it the same way that it was, but they didn't. So I'm gonna make it over. And so the first thing that I did was I took this little like scraper. It's kind of like they use this to do the spackle on your walls, and they have them at Dollar Tree for $1. This is where I got this one, and I just used it to pop off that, you know, galvanized love part of it. And then I flipped it over and I started painting the back side, because the front side where I took the words off, it was kind of bumpy. So, and even when I sand it down, it was still kind of bumpy. So I decided to just do this on the back side, and I decided just to go with just one plain color with no designs, just one solid color of that light pink. For the galvanized word, I decided to paint it white. Now you can leave it like galvanized if you want to, but I just like the way that the white and this light pink go together. And if you notice that most of my decor pieces and DIYs I'm gonna be sharing with you has a lot to do with whites and this light pink. I just love these two colors together. You will see the other pink in some of my DIYs, but mainly I love this light pink and white. So I decided to add this word down with just my hot glue gun, but I wanted to let you guys know that whenever you're adding galvanized words to projects with a hot glue gun, make sure you only add a little bit of glue, because once you push it down, if you add a lot, it will ooze out on the sides and look horrible. So just make sure you put just enough to get the words down. And this is how it came out. I love it. It's so simple but yet very beautiful. Hey guys, today's video I have some more Valentine's Day Dollar Tree DIYs for you guys. Plus I also have some decor ideas that you can do using the flowers that they have right now at Dollar Tree. So the first DIY that I want to share with you guys that I made was the flower heart-shaped wreath, and I'm using this heart-shaped wreath that they have at Dollar Tree, and I'm also using these new foam roses that they have new this year at Dollar Tree. They also come in red, but as you guys know, if you've seen my other Valentine's Day DIYs, I like decorating with just pinks and whites for Valentine's Day, but I did want to let you guys know that there were some red ones if that is the color scheme that you're going with. Now the first thing that I like to do is I like to arrange my roses on the wreath first before I glue it down, because a lot of times if you glue things down then try to move it, it just rips the flowers apart. Especially these foam roses, they are very delicate, because I did actually glue something down and try to move it and it just ripped the roses apart. So once you glue these roses down, you cannot move them, so you need to know exactly where you want to put them before you try to glue them down, or they will just, you know, rip apart. Now the glue that I'm using for this is of course my hot glue gun, and I glued all the roses on the inside of this wire wreath. Now I noticed that there were some empty spots that I wanted to fill, so I remembered that I had some leftover rose stems and leaves from last year, from the roses that I used last year in my Valentine's Day DIY where I made like an ombre shaped wreath. And so I'm glad I saved these stems and these leaves, because they came in handy with this DIY, because I took the leaves and I just basically glued them in the empty spots that I wanted to cover up so that the wreath, you know, the wire wreath wasn't showing. And when you do this, you have to be careful that you do not let the leaves overlap too much, because if you have them overlap too much on the sides of the heart shape, it takes away from the heart shape of this wreath. So you just want to make sure that you add the leaves in. It's okay if a little bit overlaps, but don't make it too much where it just takes away from the shape of a heart, because then it just defeats the purpose of making a heart shaped wreath, because the leaves will just, you know, take it on as another shape and it wouldn't look right. So but I did this a couple times until I got it right, so you might have to cut the leaves. I had to cut some leaves to make it work. So this is how it turned out. I think it's so cute, and I actually saw a decor piece like this in the store that went for about 50 bucks, guys, and I made this for like I think less than $5 or around $5, and it came out so beautiful. And I actually have it in my kitchen right now on my pantry door, and it looks gorgeous. In my last Dollar Tree haul video, I shared with you guys how these foam roses would look cute in a heart-shaped tray sitting on your table, and that would make such a beautiful decor piece. So I'm gonna share with you guys exactly how I would arrange it. So Dollar Tree has different types of heart types of, you know, trays. They have the plastic one, which is the one I'm using. They also have this glass one that I haven't seen in a while, but they used to have it in Dollar Tree, but either or would work. So you just take the foam roses or any roses that you use that they have at Dollar Tree. Doesn't even have to be the foam roses, it could be like the ones that come in bouquets, and just arrange them inside the heart-shaped tray. And it makes such a beautiful like decor piece, and it's so simple and so easy to create. Now the first one that I'm going to be sharing with you guys right here is I just arranged them using just the whites and the light pink. So I just love the look of white and light pink. That's like my favorite, you know, two things to go to is the light pinks and the whites. So this first one I'm sharing with you guys is just having the roses inside this tray as is, and this looks cute like this if you want to keep it like that, but I wanted to add a little bit of greenery to mine. So what I'm showing you now is how I took those leftover leaves and added them to the bottom of the foam roses and then put them back in this tray and decorated it. That's the way I like to use it. And when you add the leaves, you want to take that little pointy part off of it so that when you glue the leaves to the bottom of the roses, it sits in the tray nicely and not stands up. And the way I arranged it, I just arranged it. I didn't glue down the roses into the tray because in case I want to use this tray again, I didn't want to glue it down. But you can glue it down into the tray if you want to, but I just set mine in it. And this is the way that I'm decorating with it because I just feel like whenever I have flowers or any type of any type of flowers, actually, I just like to add greenery. I think greenery just pops colors into everything. I mean, I love whites, I love the light pinks, but sometimes having those colors, it can be dull, so I just need a little touch of greenery. So that's the way I used it to decorate it, but you can use either way, however you want to do it. The next idea that I want to share with you guys is how I decorated this beautiful, gorgeous bowl that I found in the wedding section at Dollar Tree. Guys, this bowl looks so expensive and so high end, and it's so big that I was so surprised that I got it for just $1 at Dollar Tree. I shared with you during Christmas time how I used it to decorate my home with some Christmas balls, but now I'm going to use it for Valentine's Day and put some roses inside it. So I'm going to take these white roses that I had already on hand at my home, and also these ombre looking pink roses that I've been having for years. They had them at Dollar Tree a while back, and I'm going to be using a mixture of both of them to create a beautiful flower centerpiece for my home. And guys, look how beautiful this came out. This looks so high end and so expensive, and I've seen this same type of decor piece in, you know, some high-end stores and some high-end houses. Like whenever I see reality shows or any of these other YouTubers that they have these expensive homes, they have this exact same centerpiece, and when they talk about it, they actually spend way more than $5 to make it, and I made it for less than $5. So I just love it, and this is one of my favorite pieces that I'm sharing with you guys. Another idea that you guys can do is take the roses from Dollar Tree and put them in this mirror flower box that I created using 4 of the mirrors that they have, the square mirrors that they have at Dollar Tree. I do have a video for this mirror flower box, and I'll put the link down below. It was one of my first videos. It's an old video, but I will put it down below. And another way that I use the foam roses was I use them to decorate my apothecary jars. This is also a DIY as well. I made these apothecary jars using Dollar Tree products, and I'll put that video down below if you want to see how to make them yourself. Hey guys, today's video is my last Dollar Tree DIY Valentine's Day video for 2021. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the last DIYs that I created for my home this year for Valentine's Day. Hopefully I won't be making any more to share with you guys. I'm trying to put a stop on it because every time I think I'm done making DIYs for Valentine's Day, I see another idea that inspires me to create something else, and then I just create more. But I think this is my last video, hopefully, so I can move on to more things for my home and more videos for you guys for this coming new year. So if you want to see the last Valentine's DIYs that I made, then stay tuned to this video. So the first DIY that I'm going to share with you guys is how I took this little mini crate from Dollar Tree, flipped it over, and I'm going to make it look like little stacked up decor books. Now I'm going to paint this that same light pink that I've been using in a lot of my DIYs that you guys have been seeing, and then I'm going to add some words to the front just like the book decors would normally look. Now the letters that I'm going to be using are these rub-on transfer letters that they have at Dollar Tree, but you can use any stickers or any type of design that you have, and you can put whatever you like on front of it. I put "Be My Love" because I just felt like that's like the 3 words that I felt like would be cute for Valentine's Day. I was gonna put Be My Valentine, but I knew that the last part was gonna be too long, and I kind of like things like kind of symmetrical, so I didn't want the last word to be longer than the other two words. So that's why I just put Be My Love, and I always said to my husband anyway, I call him my love and he calls me his love, so I thought that would just be cute. So then I'm taking some twine that they have at Dollar Tree, and it normally comes in like the khaki beige color, but I painted it white because like I said, I want everything in Valentine's Day to be whites and pinks and stuff like that. I do have some type of neutral tones, but not too many. So I painted this white. That's why you'll see some spots of this string. They still have the beige parts because when I was painting it, I actually taped it down to a piece of cardboard, and so I could paint all of it. And so the way that I taped it down was I kind of zigzagged it, and every time I zigzagged it like a little round somewhere, I had to tape it down. So everywhere there's like a piece that you see like where there's beige, that's where I had to tape at. But I didn't worry about it because I knew I was going to wrap this around the little crate, and so I knew that some of the beige pieces was going to show, and then I was going to add some greenery, so I just knew it wouldn't show. But anyways, I'm just wrapping it on one side. Normally when I make my book decors that you guys have seen before, I usually use ribbon, and I actually wrap it like in fours, like a present. I'll wrap it around this side, then I'll go down the middle the other side, and it looks like, you know, a gift wrap present with the ribbon. But this time I decided just to do it on the sides because that's how a lot of the decor pieces I've seen in the stores look, which I kind of wish I didn't do it this way, because when you see at the end when I show you the finished product, you'll see that this side is a little bit higher than the other side because it doesn't sit flat. So if any of you guys have a tip on how this can sit flat with just having it wrapped on one side, please let me know in the comments down below, because once I glue this down and I lay it down to, you know, just to, as I add it as decor, it doesn't lay flat on the left side. I mean on the right side, well, depending on how you're looking at it, on the right side, and it just pops up. But you'll see at the end in the picture how it is. As you can see, I'm using my hot glue gun to glue everything down, and you can wrap this around as many times as you want. It all depends on how you want it to look and how thick you want it to look. So I don't have a length of how I did it. It was just I just kept wrapping it until it was the way that I liked it, and then I took the wrap, after I wrapped it around and saw how much I wanted, then I took that piece and I painted it. So this is how it looks, and then I wanted to add some greenery to the top. I always like to add greenery or flowers to any of my book decor, but before that, I wanted to share with you guys these little teeny tiny scissors that they have in the Crafter Square section. I don't know what they're exactly for, but I love using them to cut the little pieces of the hair off of this string, because whenever you use this type of twine, they always have little hairs, and you can burn them off, but sometimes it gives it that burn look, and I don't like that, and so I just rather use the scissors instead. So the greenery that I chose to use for this DIY project was some lamb's ear, because I feel like lamb's ear just goes so great with pinks. And so I got some lamb's ear at Walmart. You can find them in the floral section at Walmart, and I believe they were $1.97. And so they come in like a floral pick, and then all I just did was I just cut some leaves from it, and then I'm just gonna glue them into where the string is at with my hot glue gun. And this is how it came out, you guys. And again, if you have any tips on how to make this sit flat, then let me know in the comments down below. Dollar Tree also has another style of the mini crates, so I took that one and I painted it pink as well, and I decided to decorate it with this Be Mine laser cut words that they have at Dollar Tree right now. I shared it with you in my last Dollar Tree DIY haul, the Valentine's Day wood hearts, where I took this laser cut words Be Mine. It comes 3 to a pack. I painted them all white, and I used 2 of them to decorate 2 of the wooden hearts. Well, this third one I decided to save it for this crate because I figured it would look really cute in front of the little crate, and this would be great to decorate my tier trays with, the mini crates. I love using the mini crates and decorating them for the holidays and putting them on my big tier tray in my living room. So that's what this one is for. And then I also put some lamb's ear inside this one because again, lamb's ear looks so beautiful with the baby pink, and I just think this one came out so cute and it was so simple and easy to make. So for the next DIY, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I made over this shadow box that you can find in the home decor section at Dollar Tree. Now the first thing I did was I painted the background completely white, and then I took one of those wooden hearts that I made over from my last DIY, and I'm going to use it for this DIY. So I made extras of these hearts just so that I can add them to other DIYs as well. So I'm just showing you guys how I'm going to place it in the box, and I wanted to show you guys how it looked with the heart just by itself without any words on it. But you guys know me with my DIYs, I like to add words. So I'm gonna take this rub-on transfer, different types of saying words that they have at Dollar Tree right now. You guys have seen me use this in multiple of my DIYs, even the recent Valentine's ones. But I'm gonna be taking the one that says forever and love and put it together, and for it to say forever love. So you could take a lot of these sayings and put them together and make your own sayings, or you can use them by themselves as is. And all I'm gonna do to attach the heart to this shadow box is my hot glue gun. And you can remove that thing in the middle, but I find that it's perfect to keep that little pop out piece there, so that whenever you're adding another decor on top of it, it makes it come out as well, so it's like 3D. So I didn't feel like the need to remove it. And this is how it came out, and it's so cute, so simple. This can be used on a tier tray. You can just use it as is. I'm actually gonna have it in my bedroom because my bedroom is more of kind of like those neutral tones with the farmhouse feel. Another thing that I wanted to make for my bedroom was some type of neutral kind of heart wreaths. So I'm taking this decor piece that comes with 3 hearts in one, and I'm gonna take it apart and make it over into kind of like a farmhouse feel type of wreath using the rope, this thick rope that I've got from Walmart a while back. I have been sharing this rope with you guys in so many of my DIYs for the past, I think, year or a year and a half. And guys, I still have rope left over. This rope, I believe, cost me less than $5. I know it was no more than $5, and I have been using it for multiple DIYs. So you get more bang for your buck buying this big old pack of rope at Walmart than to buy the little ropes that they have at Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna be using that to make over basically these hearts, so that I can have kind of like a rope type of farmhouse style neutral feel heart to decorate my bedroom with. And this is how it turns out once you're done wrapping around the rope and gluing it down. And I even use some of the rope to make like a little loop so that I can hang it on the wall. Now you can leave this as is if this is what you're going for neutral tones, but for me, I always like to add a little touch of white. So what I decided to do was I decided to paint the bottom portion of my heart white, so that I had kind of like a neutral tone and a white feel to go more for the Valentine's Day decor. And this is how I'm going to be using it in my home. But like I said, you can go either way. You can leave it as is or add a little bit of white. For the next DIY, I'm going to take these little wooden houses from Dollar Tree and give them a makeover. You guys have seen me make these over before when I did like a Ray Dunn theme. I use these little houses, but now I'm going to give them a Valentine's Day makeover. And so I'm going to go in with the first, like the bigger house, that's kind of like the fatter house. I'm going to paint it like that little light pink that I've been using in all of my DIYs. I'm also going to be adding this galvanized word love on it. They come 3 to a pack. They always have them every holiday, like depending on the holiday, they have 3 words that have to go with the holiday. So I'm using the one that says love, and I'm going to add it to this house. But I decided not to keep it galvanized. You can if you want to, but I like the look of white and light pink. So I decided to spray paint my galvanized word white, and then I'm just going to hot glue it onto this little house. Now for the next house, I decided to keep it white. Now if I was just going to keep the house like this, I would do another layer of paint to cover up the words, but I knew I was going to add one of the wooden hearts to it, so I knew they would cover up the words, so I didn't need to go in with another layer of white paint. Now this looks cute just as is, but you guys know that I like to add words and sayings to my DIYs. So I went in with the rub-on transfer pack with the words and the sayings, and I took the word that said welcome and the word that said home and put them together to say welcome home for this little house. And then for the next house, I was originally going to paint it black, and then I decided I'm going to stick with the white and pink theme and keep it white, and then add a pink little felt heart to the front of it so that it could be different, so each of the little house can be different from each other. And this is how they turned out. I think they are so cute and so adorable. And I love the fact that I could take these little wooden houses and then transform them and make them over for every season and holiday. The next DIY I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I'm going to be using those felt hearts again. This time I'm going to be using the large ones, I'm going to be using the white ones and the pink ones to basically make over those little sparkly pillows that they have at Dollar Tree right now. And I'm glad that they came with colors that go with Valentine's Day. They had this pink one and they had this white one. They had some other colors, but I only got this one because I wanted, you know, the Valentine color ones. Now the first thing that I did was I removed all of the tags that comes with it. This little pillow has so many tags. I just don't understand, like, with this tiny little pillow, how many tags it has. So the first thing of course I had to do was to remove all of the tags that came on this pillow before I could even start DIYing it. And then I just went in with my hot glue gun and just glued the heart down to the pillow. I didn't use any special glue like any fabric glue. I thought the hot glue gun did just fine. And you see that I only glued like one dot on it originally, but I do go in later and I added more glue to the sides. But I want to make sure that I glued the heart down directly to the middle of the pillow at first. So that's why I did just one dot at first until I knew exactly where I wanted it. Then I went back in with some more glue. Now in Dollar Tree, in the baby section, they have these cute little heart-shaped blankets. Well, not heart-shaped, but they have heart pattern blankets that I wanted to share with you guys because you can use these to decorate your home and make pillows out of. But what I did was I took the pink one and I put it in a crate with one of the pillows that I made, and I'm using it to decorate this way. So I'm going to have this in my entranceway, and this little crate I actually made on my channel a while back, and I'll put the link down below for that DIY video if you want to see it. But this is how I'm styling it, and then the other one I'm going to be using it in my bedroom on my bed. I also used those felt hearts to make over this galvanized heart that I found in the Crafter Square section at Dollar Tree. It's not going to be in the Valentine's Day section. I found this in the Crafter Square section a while back, and I quickly grabbed it when it wasn't Valentine's time because I knew once Valentine's Day came, it was going to be all gone. So I had got it a while back, so I'm not sure if the Crafter Square still has it, but that's where I found it at. So originally I was just going to add the large white heart to it and leave it at that. And as you can see, it looks cute as is, but I wanted to step it up a little bit more and add a little bit some pink to it. So I decided to go in with the smaller felt heart, the pink one, and add it to the middle. But I like to show you guys both options so that you guys can decide how you want to do it whenever it's time for you to DIY. I like to give you guys the options, but this is how it turned out, and I think it's really cute. The next DIY I want to share with you guys is how I took these stretch canvases that you can find in the Crafter Square section in different sizes and turned them into Valentine's Day envelopes. Now I've been seeing this DIY on YouTube and Instagram, and people have done different variations of them, and so I knew I wanted to try my hand at making them because I already had these stretch canvases on hand in my craft closet. So I definitely wanted to make them for Valentine's Day decor in my home. So the first thing that I did was I took a ruler and I found the middle point of each canvas because that was going to be my middle point to create the little flap for the envelope. Now I did this with a pencil. I didn't want to go in with marker at first because I just wanted to make my point with the pencil just in case I messed up, and then later on I would go in with the permanent marker. And here's how my little flap turned out. And once you have done this, now it's time to add like a little stamp or a kind of like a sticker seal. Now you can use actual stickers, but I'm taking these little wooden hearts that they have in a pack at Dollar Tree. I think they come 2 in a pack, I can't remember, but I've had this pack since last year and I've kind of just kept it around. So I don't know how it originally came, but I know that they have them every year. It's a pack of wooden stickers. But like I said, a pack of wooden stickers. But like I said, you can use regular stickers if you want to. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking the sticky part off the backing of here because this sticky part is not really well done, so I don't like using it. So I take it off, and then I'm just going to use my hot glue gun to glue down the heart right in the middle of the flap to make it look like a little heart-shaped sticker seal. And this is how they turned out, and of course you can leave it as is, but you guys know me, if I can add a saying or some type of words to a DIY, I do. And these rub-on transfer words, they come with these tiny little sayings that I thought I could never use in any DIY until now, because they fit perfectly on the hearts. So I'm taking the one that says love you and putting it on the big envelope that I created, and then taking the one that says XOXO and putting it on the smaller envelope. And I think that these little words just add a little extra touch to this DIY, because this is supposed to be like a little love envelope, you know, like little love notes. So I think it was just perfect for this DIY. And you will be seeing how I use these to decorate my home in my upcoming video. The next DIY makeover is super easy to create, and all I'm doing is I'm taking like these fishbowl kind of clear vases that they have at Dollar Tree. I'm going to fill them a little bit with these clear gems that they have at Dollar Tree in the different sizes. I actually like the bigger sizes for this because it looks better, like it looks more like water if you use the bigger size gems as opposed to the little ones. So that's why I like to use the bigger ones instead. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of those foam flowers that I've been using in my other DIYs I've been sharing with you guys, and adding one single rose to the middle of it. And that is it. I do this every season. I switch out the flower and I use this to decorate my living room, and it just comes out so pretty. And you'll see it when I decorate my home where I have it at in my living room. But it's just a simple, easy little DIY to create. And like I said, I switch it out for the seasons and I switch it out for the holidays by just changing out the flowers. The last DIY makeover that I'm going to share with you guys is how I took these little like wood piece decors that they had at Dollar Tree this year and make them over to this color scheme that I'm going with. Now, I told you guys in a bunch of my hauls and my DIYs that I don't like decorating with red for Valentine's Day. So I'm taking that same pink that I've been using in all of my DIYs this year, and I'm going to go over the red paint on these little boards and just paint them pink. And I'm using those paint brushes that you can find in the Crafter Square section, the new ones that came out. I love them because they come in so many different sizes and they're so precise and so great to use whenever you have to do a DIY project and you need a precise little sharp point. These paint brushes are amazing and they come in so many different sizes. So I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna go over the red with, like I said, with that light pink. And I did a second coat on both of them. The other one that has the white board, I didn't really need to go over with the second coat. It kind of looked good when it blended in with the red, the pink, but I wanted to go over with the second coat because I wanted the pink to be a little bit more vibrant. But yes, you could do this with any color scheme that you're going with. You can even do this over with black if you like. But like I said, I love the whites and pinks and the little touches of blue for the holiday for Valentine's Day this year. And so that's my color scheme that I was going with. Hey guys, today's video I have some more Valentine's Day Dollar Tree home decor DIYs to share with you guys that I created for my home this year. So for the first DIY that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I'm actually going to be reusing this flower box that I created for you guys during the fall time. I like reusing my materials so I'm not spending so much, and I like sharing with you guys how you can reuse the DIYs that you've already created into some other DIYs so you can save money as well. So what I'm going to be creating for you guys is basically a mini candy bar for my coffee bar area, and I was inspired by Chic on the Cheap. She created a huge one on her channel, and I decided that I was going to make a mini version of mine because I found a sign at Dollar Tree that I liked that was actually it was smaller than the one that she used. And I'll link the video down below so you guys can see her video as well. But for this DIY, you're going to need the mini crates that you can get at Dollar Tree. You're going to need the larger one of the two. And since I had 4 of these already for this flower box, I'm taking it apart. And for hers, the way that she used it, she actually used 12 of them to create the level. It was like a stair level mini candy bar, but I'm going to share with you guys how you can just use 4 of them, well actually cut 5 of them with the stuff that you have on hand. So because you're not going to see the back, so I'm going to share with you guys ways that you can save money because I'm going to make mine basically with the things I have on hand. So I took it apart, and as you can see, I have 4, and I want to stack them like stairs. So I didn't have another one of these crates, so I have this mini crate, which is the other one of the 2, and I'm going to use that to kind of make it to be a riser in the back. Now, normally if you were just buying your supplies, you could buy 6 of these and then, you know, glue 4 together and then glue 2 on top of them. And that's normally how Bargain Bethany and Chic on the Cheap made it. But I wanted to use supplies that I had on hand and also give you guys ideas as well. So like I said, I didn't have the other crate, so I decided to use this one. So I'm gluing it to the back so that it could be kind of to add height to be able to add the other 2 on top. When I line the other 2 on top, I'm also lining it over kind of the border of the ones on the bottom. Now, once I glued this all together, I actually thought that it would stand up by itself, but I noticed that it was still kind of wobbly. So what I did was I had some jingle block pieces, which I always have on hand, and I decided to add them to the bottom of the mini crate, and it worked perfectly and it leveled everything out. So I was able to create this with the things I had on hand. But like I said, I will link the video down below of how she made it, where you could just buy 6 mini crates or the 12 that she did and create it that way. But you guys know on my channel, I'm always trying to share with you guys how to save money and how you could do things with the stuff that you already have on hand. So you can leave the crate clear, but I wanted to add some little hearts to it. So Dollar Tree has these little wooden hearts that some come unfinished, some come painted. So I decided to keep the one that was pink, and then take the unfinished ones and paint them different shades of pink. And then I also wanted to take this little phone strap, this little phone ring with strap, like this little coffee one that I shared with you guys. It didn't work for my phone, so I wanted to reuse the little coffee accessory that came with it. Because it had a heart in the middle of it, I thought it would be perfect to decorate for Valentine's Day. So the ones that are like the darker pink, I'm going to glue these little miniature coffee accessories onto them, and then I'm going to glue all the hearts onto the crates themselves. So this is the sign that I found at Dollar Tree that I'm going to be using to attach to the crates. Now I'm just going to use these jumbo popsicle sticks that I got at Walmart to attach them. Now when Chic on the Cheap made hers, she made it to where you can actually see the popsicle sticks sticking out. So it kind of looked more like a kissing booth or like any type of booth that you see like at a fair. I didn't want mine to look like that. I wanted my sign to look like it was sitting on the top of the top row of crates. So I made it to where you can't see my popsicle sticks. But if you see her video, you can see how she did it and you can see how mine turns out, and then you can determine how you want yours, and you can make it to where if you want it to show, then you will have your popsicle sticks glued a different way in the back than I did mine. Another money saving tip is don't paint the spots that people are not going to see. That's just a waste of paint, and you're going to fill it with candy, so don't waste unnecessary paint on the inside of these crates. Also, I love this sign because you could switch it from for free or 25 cents. I think it's so cute. And this is how it turned out. And you can fill it up with candies. You can fill it up with K-cups. You can put these little cocoa bombs that they have at Dollar Tree or any other cocoa bombs that you have found at Target or Walmart. The possibilities are endless with this little crate for Valentine's Day. You can do so much stuff with them. You can even have it set up for like maybe a party and put different types of treats in there. So you can really take this and switch it up and use it for multiple things in your home. For the next DIY, I'm going to be making over this Let It Snow sign that I made during Christmas time. I'm going to remove the inside of it and paint the back of it pink to create a Valentine's Day sign. This sign is so versatile because you can paint on both sides and reuse it, so I don't have to mess up the side that I created for Christmas. I can use the side for Christmas during Christmas time next year and also use this side that I'm painting pink for Valentine's Day. Now the little decor piece that I'm going to add to the middle of this is the little houses ornaments that I share with you guys on Instagram that I found at Walmart for 98 cents. I found this one that is beige, and I also found a pink one, and you'll be seeing how I do the pink one in just a minute. But I'm just going to glue it to the middle of this sign, and at first I was going to use a jingle block piece to kind of make it, you know, stick out a little bit more, but because this ornament's already thick as it is, I didn't need the jingle block piece, so I decided to take the jingle block piece off and then just glue this glue the little house directly to the sign, and it already had like kind of like a 3D effect because the ornament was already thick as it is. Now for the little pink ornament house, I'm going to actually glue it to this little buffalo check checkerboard shadow box that I used during Christmas time. If you guys seen my Christmas DIYs, you saw that I used this one in my coffee bar. Well, I ripped off the ornament that I had in the middle of it that was Christmas time related, and now I'm going to glue this little house to it. Now I am going to use the Jingle Block piece to make it come out a little bit more because this little shadow box is a little bit thicker than the last one, and so I wanted the pink house to pop out more, so I'm going to put the little Jingle Block piece in the middle and then just glue the house on top of it. And here's how these two turned out, and I love it when I can take existing home decor that I have and just switch it up for each holiday. For the next DIY, we're going to make some cute Valentine's Day marshmallow people out of these foam dice that they have at Dollar Tree. So the first thing I did was I painted it completely white. And then for their little hats, I'm going to use this Valentine's Day scarf. They have other patterns, but I loved this pattern that kind of had like a buffalo check that was kind of Valentine's Day style. And these scarves, the way that they made them now is they kind of made them like the infinity scarves. They did connect them together. So I'm just going to cut down the line of the little pattern just to make sure that there's no like harsh lines. And then I'm going to wrap it around the big die and the small die to see the size that I need to go around the dice. Now for the big ones, I actually counted 8 squares, and then for the smaller one I actually counted 6 squares, but you can do what you feel is the right circumference around it. But for me, the way that I wanted to overlap it, 8 of the squares were perfectly went around the big one and 6 squares perfectly went around the small one. To give the look of a winter hat, I took the ends and rolled them up and glued them down so it kind of has that rim that most of those winter hats have. Then I laid over that folded part onto the top part of the dice so I can see where I want it lined up to where I can make it to glue it down for the hat part. And once I did that, I saw that it was a little bit too thick for the dice, so I rolled it up one more time and glued it down, and then I used the hot glue to attach it to the top of the dice as well. Now to bunch the top part up together, you could use a rubber band, but I wanted to keep the colors the same. So I cut a piece of the scarf and I used it to tie around the top, and then I just cut off the excess pieces. Now I wanted to give my winter hat a floppy look, so to do this I found the middle part of the top part and just cut it, just cut down the middle, and that way I have 2 flaps on either side. To create some of the features of the face, I took a black Sharpie marker and I took the one that's like a fine point. And so for the eyes, all I did was I did like some half circles, and then I added some little slashes to them to make them look like eyelashes. And then for a smile, I just did a regular half circle smile for the mouth. For the cute little pink cheeks, I just took a paintbrush and used the opposite end and dipped it into some paint and kind of just made circles with the opposite end of the paintbrush. And basically I started off small and then I kind of compared them both on either side to see how big I wanted them. So I would always say start off with a small little dot and see how you like it, and then if you want it a little bit bigger, just do little circles around the dot until you get the size of the little rosy cheeks that you want. And look how this cute little face turned out, you guys. And I'm actually proud of myself because if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that my free hand is not the best and my hands are constantly shaky. So I'm super proud of myself that I was able to create this and it came out so cute because I wasn't sure about it. So if I can make it, guys, you can make it. And I think these are so absolutely adorable. They'll be great in a coffee bar and a tier tray. I just love these little Valentine's Day marshmallow people. This last DIY, you guys, is more of a makeover, not much of a DIY. I found these wooden hearts at Dollar Tree in the Dollar Tree Plus section. It was only $3, which I thought was a great deal because to DIY this, you couldn't even do it for $3 with 3 different things from Dollar Tree. And so all I did was I took some black stickers and I decided that I was going to put me and my husband and my kids nicknames on it. To basically, the big heart represents me and my husband, and we created the 2 other hearts, which are my daughters. Hey guys, today's video I'm gonna be sharing with you guys how I created some Dollar Tree Valentine's Day shiplap wall decor 3 different ways. So to create the shiplap palette boards, I'm taking this beware sign, these Halloween signs from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using 3 for the big sign, and then I'm going to be using 2 for the 2 other smaller signs. You can make this as big as you want, depending on how many boards you want. How many boards you have. So you can really customize these little shiplap, wall decors, depending on how many boards you have, or depending on the decor piece that you're going to put in the middle of it. So the first thing I did was I cut off all the strings on it, and I'm going to connect it using jumbo popsicle sticks that I got at Walmart. You can use the large ones from Dollar Tree, you just need to use a little bit more. And I'm just applying hot glue, but I do suggest that if you're making this for this to last long, I would use like an E6000 glue or the Dollar Tree adhesive glue that works very well to keep this attached better. Is just because I do so many projects and I like to reuse my boards and reuse my things to create more projects for you guys. I didn't want to add a tough glue because then it'll be hard to take it apart later if I need to use these boards for something else. So that's why I'm just using hot glue. And the way that I'm arranging the popsicle sticks, I don't suggest arranging them this way because they don't, when I went to go flip it over, it did come apart. So I'm going to show you later on in the video when I do the other signs that have the 2 boards, how I used it. I actually put the popsicle sticks long ways to connect them because when you put them, or the other way, like up and down to connect them, because when you put it sideways to connect them, it's not enough wood pieces on the popsicle sticks to hold this in place. So I suggest, you put in the popsicle sticks up and down when you're connecting 2 pieces together, and that holds it much better. Now, as you can see, I'm taking pieces of the popsicle sticks that I just cut up to cover up the little holes on these boards. This is kind of like the lazy way to cover up these holes if you don't want to use wood filler and wait for it to dry, which I didn't want to wait for it to dry. So I just took little pieces, glued them to the back, and then I took my hot glue gun and filled up the holes to do it like a faster way so that I can get straight into painting and I don't have to wait, like a whole day for the wood filler to dry. And then I took a piece of the popsicle stick, kind of made like a little scraper, and then I scraped off the rest of the excess hot glue once it dried so that I was able to paint it. Now, because I wanted to make this look like shiplap, I painted mine completely white, and then I'm going to go in with just some pencils to kind of edge out the edges of the boards and to make the lines for the shiplap. Now, if you wanted to make this more like a palette board or like a background like that where it's like different pieces of wood, you can do brown, different colored browns, different color grays to make it look like wood. But again, I wanted to make like some shiplap decor, and most shiplaps are like white. And I've done this before where instead of using gray paint, I just use the pencil, and it gives me more control to kind of shade out the edges and to make the lines that I want. And then I can make them as thick as I want or as thin as I want. And then I can also use the eraser to erase it as well. And then you can also just take your finger and kind of rub it in to kind of make it like smudgy, which makes it look more like wood. And the paint that I use was matte white paint, which matte white paint kind of has like a chalky finish because it gets thick, which made this even better because it looked like wood even more. Because if you use a glossy paint, it has like this smooth finish, but when you use the matte paint, it's a chalky finish that kind of looks more like wood, if that makes sense. So I'm just going back and forth and doing the different edges, bringing out the edges, defining the lines, and just thickening it up as much as I want to. When you do this, you can make it as thin or as thick as you want. So you just go back and forth of how you want it to look and to make it look more realistic like shiplap. And then if you make a mistake, you can just easily just use your eraser and erase it. So this is how my shiplap board turned out once I was done doing all the edging that I wanted. And for this first wall decor, this is going to be the biggest one. I'm going to add this like felt heart that they have at Dollar Tree that a lot of people use for like placemats or different types of things for DIYs and decorating, but I'm going to use it for this little wall decor. Really simple, really easy, and I'm just going to glue it down with my hot glue gun. You can add words to this too, but I didn't want to make it too busy because sometimes I think less is more. So I'm just going to add this heart and that's it. And this is how the first one turned out, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. You guys know that I love the soft pinks to decorate for Valentine's Day, and I love how it goes against the white. And I'm going to be using this in my bedroom. It's going to go in my bedroom above my bedroom. Above my bed. And I think it brings in all the farmhouse type of feels that I have going on in my bedroom, as you guys have seen in my Decorate With Me. So I can't wait to put this one in my bedroom. It's going to look so nice. So for the next two signs, I just used two of those Beware signs to create them. They're going to be smaller signs, and I painted them and did them the exact same way as I did the first one. Here I'm sharing with you guys how I attach the popsicle sticks on the back, and this is the best way to do it because it will give a better hold to attach the different signs together. So I suggest doing it this way and with a sturdier glue as well. So for this first sign that I'm going to share with you guys, I took this 2-heart tinsel decor that you can find at Dollar Tree, and the first thing I did was I removed all the tinsel from it. Once all the tinsel is removed, you're left with these wire 2 hearts, and then I cut off the little pieces to it because they have like these little pieces that stick up so that you can attach the tinsel. And then I spray painted it black because you guys know that I'm into this modern look. I love everything with like blacks and white. So I spray painted it black, and then I added it to my sign. And this is how this one turned out, and I have to say that this one is absolutely my favorite one because I am so into that modern decor lately with the blacks and whites. You guys have seen it in my home decor, you know, my Decorate With Me. I've been sharing with you guys lots of blacks and whites, and so I feel like this one gives it like a farmhouse feel but a modern feel. So it's like modern farmhouse put together, which is both my styles. So I really love how this one came out, and I think this is the one I'm going to put in my living room above my TV. For the last sign, I took this tinsel love sign that they have at Dollar Tree as well, and all I did was I spray painted it a light like kind of baby pink, and then I attached it to another one of the board signs that I made with the 2 Beware signs. And this is how this last sign turned out, and I know it's kind of crooked. I actually noticed it as I was taking the pictures. I was like, the E is actually a little bit lower than the L, so I'm actually gonna fix it. But I love the way that this one came out because it gives it kind of like more of like a glam kind of farmhouse look, because the tinsel kind of has like this fuzzy kind of look to it when you spray paint it, so it gives it kind of more like a glam farmhouse. So I love how this one turned out as well. So that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below which DIY was your favorite, and if you recreate any of my DIYs, be sure to tag me in them and share them with me, the pictures, so I can see how you put your spin on them. I love to see how you guys recreate the things that I share with you guys. And also leave me in the comments down below any DIYs that you guys might want to see for spring or Easter, so I can get some ideas and, you know, come up with some stuff to share with you guys. And then I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Hey guys, don't forget to click on the picture in the middle of the screen so you can subscribe to my channel and get notifications on all the new videos that I put out, and check out these other 2 videos that I have posted on my channel on either side of my picture. Have a great day.